Nick Chubb, running back. There's a million running back extension horror stories. Now, the running back market has come back down to earth since the Gurley days. Dalvin Cook signed a pretty reasonable deal, right, last year. I think around 12 a year or something like that. So Nick Chubb is special, in my opinion. He's a special guy, too. Now, they do have Kareem Hunt under contract as well, which can either be part of the pitch or you can go the other way with it. What do you do with Nick Chubb? He wasn't a first round pick, so this is the offseason. You want to do it if you're going to do it.
So I feel bad for Nick Chubb because I think he is special. I think he is a phenomenal talent. Sadly, I think Andrew Berry and the leadership in Cleveland, Paul DePodesta, and everyone that's there are going to realize a loophole that exists in today's NFL. All the franchise tag numbers that get thrown around, and it's like, $15 million for a linebacker. The Bills can't keep Matt Milano because you got to franchise tag him at $15 million. And hey, we don't want to franchise a tackle. Darrell Williams is a free agent for the Bills. He's a right tackle, but the franchise tackle number is like $15 million. The franchise tag number for running back is $8 million.
Yeah.
Do you know that doing it 2 years in a row is 120%? Guess what 120% of $8 million is? It's $9.6 million. And guess what? If you do it a third year in a row with the exclusive franchise tag with 140% of that, it's $13.4 million. If you did all 3 of those years and then you added that up as if it was an extension, it's a 3-year, $31 million deal. There's no incentive whatsoever to extend him for big money.
Deal.
You can keep him where your absolute worst case scenario is 3 years and $31 million, and you get him for 3 more years. I feel bad. I think his agent deserves to want Christian McCaffrey money and to want Dalvin Cook money and to want Derrick Henry money. I have no idea why any franchise would do it, because honestly, if you tell me there's 4 years of Nick Chubb's rookie contract and then 3 more years after that, 7 years is probably all you're going to get, and then you move on. And you want to know what? $31 million is a ton of money. Good for him. Get your $31 million. I will be absolutely flabbergasted if a Paul DePodesta and Andrew Berry analytics-heavy, analytics-driven franchise pays a huge contract extension to a running back. I will be blown away. I will be absolutely blown away. Now, for Browns fans who are fans of a talent like Nick Chubb, I said, I don't think that means he walks out the door. I think you handle it year by year. You give him the franchise tag, and you give him the $8 million, and then if he leaves again, you give him $9.6 million more, and you keep letting him, unfortunately run until the wheels fall off, and then you let him go. And with the 2-headed attack with Kareem Hunt and him, that can run for a while. And honestly, whenever that's not ready, you spend another 2nd-round pick on another stud that's coming out. And sadly, that's just the world we live in. And I like him a lot. I think he's a great talent. I hope he spends this year and 3 more years in Cleveland. I don't expect it to be a Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook deal. I just don't.
Yeah. And I think, did Tennessee do 1 franchise tag? Yes. I think they did, and then they did the deal. So, yeah, I mean,
and Derrick Henry's an alien. Maybe if you're going to bank on one guy not breaking down, I'd want him to look like that, But it's still, there's too many Gurley and Zeke and all those other contracts that just scared the crap out of me. That Le'Veon Bell held out, and now he couldn't even catch on and got cut midway through the season. And it's just there are way too many horror stories for me to want to sign up, because all those guys were the right answer in the moment. The Rams don't get to the Super Bowl without Todd Gurley. Ezekiel Elliott and all the all that stuff, that's real. He was phenomenal. Everybody was celebrating when he's doing those things. Le'Veon Bell was the best all-around threat, offensive threat in football in his big season, and then they fall off a cliff. And sadly, so will Nick Chubb at some point.
Yeah. I think that, Mike said the same thing last night. He said, franchise tag, probably.
But Mike and I go to the same school.
So That's interesting. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, why pay him $12 million a year if that's, I mean, ultimately you're never even going to have to pay him that on average, as you said, and that is a bit of a loophole. So that's interesting. It's something to think about. In 7 years of a back in his prime like that, that's tough to beat. Tough to beat.